My name's Colin and I'm hoping to run an ultramarathon every month in 2023.
And my name's Andrew, Colin's brother, and I'm going to be joining them for half a marathon during his ultra run every month. This is Idiots Go Running.
And this is episode 11, the June Run.
Well, Colin, how are you feeling today?
Would you believe, Andrew, I am 100% recovered, and do you know why?
Why is that, Colin?
Because when we did our run, it seems like a lifetime ago, and it nearly was a lifetime ago, Andrew.
Well, it wasn't a lifetime ago, but it was a while ago. Not that long ago, it was just over a week. We are recording this episode on Tuesday, the 20th of June, and we did our run on Saturday, the 10th. That was a while ago, Colin. 10 days, actually. So a week and a half, and two things really. Normally we do our runs at the end of the month, and then when we do our runs on the Saturday, we record on the Monday. I'm trying to think back, Colin, why we didn't record last Monday night. In fairness, we were meant to record last night, and I said, Colin, I have to do work for my full-time job. Can we push it back to tonight? Which you said that was grand. Why did we not record last Monday night?
I'm doing my best to think. Give us 1 second and I'll look at my calendar.
I'm looking at my calendar. Oh, I know. My kids were at football camp / soccer camp, and there was a bit of running about and a few late nights last week. So yeah, this isn't me.
I was ready and raring to go.
Yeah, I wasn't. I had tons of stuff on last week. Every night last week, I had something on, whether it was kids stuff or other stuff. And yeah, so we had to postpone it to this week. So it's now about a week, 10 days, a week and a half since our run. And the other thing we did strange was we had a run near the start of the month. Normally it's the last Saturday of the month. Why did we run, Colin, on Saturday, the 10th of June?
It's the only day, I believe, that you could actually make it.
I think that's true, isn't it? That's true.
It is, because this month was a really weird month because we worked our way back from the end of the month. Nope, can't do that one. Got this. Nope, can't do that one. I've got this. Nope, can't do that one. I've got this. And then it fell on one which we both could do, but the only issue was I was at a George Everett concert the night before.
George who, sorry?
Did I say that funny? George, did I stutter? George Everett. Oh no, I did stutter. A George Everett concert the night before.
Everett, is it not Ezra?
Let me, Andrew. I said Ezra the first time, and then you made me say Everett. And no,
do you know what?
Goodness.
We're gonna have to play that back, Colin. The listeners now will know, and me when I'm editing. Then you, when you're listening back, if you were right or if you were wrong. If you were right, apologies. If you weren't, haha.
We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. But yes, that was the only day that would suit, Andrew.
It was the only day that would suit. And you know what's really interesting? It's strange having it on the second Saturday of the month, because you kind of feel like you've got the rest of the month off in a strange way, don't you?
Yeah, I'm a wee bit lost. Oh, and do you know the other reason it suited? Because we could actually run to a spot that your wife and kids would be there, and we would have a car to get back.
Well, this was one of the other main reasons why we decided to go for Saturday the 10th. So my kids were at a church outing. Our kids' church was in a place called Carfunnock, which is 20 miles away from my house and about 35 miles or so away from your house, Colin. And we thought we could run to this place and then we could get a lift back, and it would be brilliant. And if you remember from the last podcast, this was the month where I was going to attempt to run a marathon distance. Not a marathon because there was no official marathon to Carnfunnock, but a marathon distance. And we'll just get out of the way straight away. It did not happen, Colin, did it?
No, and it's partly my fault as well.
It's partly your fault. It's partly my fault. Now, to get a lift back, we needed to be at this location at 2 o'clock. At 2 o'clock because... Sorry, I just got a message there and I was reading it. As professional as ever, Colin, sorry.
Yes, the football season finishes and you just turn to your phone. Are you even engaged in this podcast at all?
Colin, I'm as engaged as I ever am through this podcast. Bring back Matt. So, Colin, we had to get to our location at 2 o'clock, and you had scheduled a route that would take from your house. Well, you had scheduled a route that would take me from my door to Carnfunnock 26 miles, so it'd be an extra 6.2 miles from my house, and we're going to make it happen. But you hinted that it was partly your fault, and it was only partly your fault. And why was that?
Yes, it was my fault, but I did my absolute best. So as I said, concert night before, got home, got to bed a wee bit later. I love to get to bed early, and I love to get my rest, and I love to get my sleep, because that's when my body just recovers. When I don't get sleep, I get glitchy and I get weird, and I just feel my body doesn't perform the way it should perform. So anyway, all that being said, got to bed 12 o'clock, woke up the next day, and I knew I had to be out of our house at 7 o'clock sharp. So I was up at 6 o'clock the next day, ready to go, got myself sorted, got myself a good feed, made my pancakes the night before the concert, and then made my way over to Andrew's house, and I left 10 minutes late. Andrew, I think I was at your house maybe about 10 minutes late, or a bit later than that, was it?
It was in around 10 past 9. You were hoping to be at my house for 9 o'clock, so that would have been 2 hours of running. In fairness, only 10 minutes isn't too bad. But then I don't think I was quite ready, because I was making the packed lunches for my kids and was fairly ready, but I wasn't 100% ready. And then I offered you a coffee. When I offered you a coffee, there's only going to be one answer there.
I sat down, I started talking, opened up my box of pancakes. I think I had about 7 pancakes. I worked away with them. It was a nice wee afternoon.
I think I had, well, it was a morning calling this. It wasn't the afternoon. It maybe felt like the afternoon for you, but it was still a morning in the Goodman household. And I think I joined you with a coffee, and then really it was after 9. It was after 9:30 by the time we hit the road. Then, Colin,
you were hinting at me saying, "Colin, I think we're ready to go. You're ready to go," and I was just going. It was a really nice. It's partly your fault. If you hadn't made me such a nice cup of coffee, maybe I would have left at that time.
I can only apologise for being such a splendid host, Colin.
No, it was great.
We wanted to go early because I did want a latte along the way. And you know what? It's brilliant, Colin. We're seeing a few tweets or a few Instagram messages of people listening to idiots go running and they're having a latte along the way, and we've been tagged in 1 or 2 of those posts. And it's brilliant, isn't it? Just seeing people going out for a run and having a latte at the halfway point of their run. And it's game changing. It's really game changing. But at this point, we didn't know if we would get this latte. We're cutting it tight. We'll probably give ourselves, what's that? 4.5 hours, which is, to do a marathon in 4.5 hours is doable. It's extremely doable for you. And I think, if I'm being honest, it is for me, but we wanted to stop and we wanted to take it fairly easy. We didn't want to completely wreck ourselves. And we left the house and we got running. We were only maybe, from where I live, it was maybe 50 yards. And you said to me, and this is important for the rest of the day, by the way, my GPS, Andrew, is taking me right. Is that right? And I said, I think it should be taking you straight, Colin. It should be taking us straight. Do you remember this?
Yep.
Normally, we always follow your watch because you put in the coordinates. You do the route well ahead of time. And really, I don't doubt where we're running. I'm like a wee sheep. I just follow. I just follow you.
Can I jump in?
You can jump in now. I think I know what you're going to say. You jump in.
Normally, you do the route well ahead of time. Andrew, when did I do my route?
When did you do the route, Colin?
Well, I got up that morning at 6 o'clock and had my breakfast and decided to do my route. So well ahead of time is maybe half an hour well ahead of time.
Well, I think I said normally well ahead of time because that was a leading kind of question because I knew what was coming.
And do you know what? My watch wouldn't even sync.
We're 30 seconds into our run and you say, "Oh, is this right?" And I go, it's straight. And you said it wouldn't sync and it only did the route this morning, which I replied as, "Why did you not do it sooner?" I had no time. Colin, we have known about this run for about a month and a half. This is the one of the very few runs where we have actually planned, and you had a month and a half to do it, but you didn't have time and you did it at the morning and it wouldn't sync. So straight away, this was putting doubts in my mind of how good a route this was. It was telling us right. We were cutting it tight, so we decided to go straight because it would cut out off a corner. And again, this is important for the stories that will follow, because I thought, is this really the right route or the best route? Colin, 6 a.m, you try to sync your watch. Take it away.
So got up, and as I said, tried to sync my watch, and it just kept on giving me this error. Cannot sync, cannot sync, cannot sync. And I just couldn't understand why. But finally, I did actually get it working. Normally, I would create a route, and then I would move my wee pointer across the route and go country roads. But this time, I was like, let's just go with whatever it gives us.
So normally you do spend a bit of time doing the route, doing country roads. So we're not in main roads, we're in safe roads, we're maybe some interesting places. But this time, let's face it, you just won it, didn't you? You just kind of you put it in.
I knew myself, because I grew up in this place going, it's really weird. And that's when I asked you, it's taking me right. We shouldn't be going right. We should be going straight. The roads, I wasn't too sure about. The route wasn't the best route, but there was the odd wee country bit where I said, oh, we can take that one. So I scanned my eye over it and tried to give us the most direct route, which wasn't on main roads or wasn't on dangerous roads. We got to the end of our first turn off, and it was wrong. So that was a great start to the day.
It wasn't a bit, and again, we were running about 30 seconds at this stage or something.
It wasn't great.
So we went straight, we started running. It was a great day, Colin. I think, can I say, it was a scorcher?
Well, apparently do every flipping run's a scorcher, Andrew.
Well, I want to bring that up. If you're not from Northern Ireland, and if you're listening to our podcast, and if you're judging our Northern Irish weather on this podcast, you must go, Northern Ireland sounds like an absolutely fantastic place to go. The sun always shines, and that is very much not the case. But on most days where we've been doing our runs, it has been very, very, very good weather, and we have been going through a few weeks of amazing weather here in Northern Ireland, which is completely unheard of, but much, much appreciated and enjoyable. Enjoyable? Is that a word? It is now, folks. But what's today's weather been like, Colin?
Very enjoyable.
Enjoyable? Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, there's no such thing as enjoyable, Andrew. But no, so today's been very enjoyable.
It's a great word, Colin.
Andrew, it just replaces enjoyable.
I know, but there's a bit more of, what would you say?
Idiot about it.
Joyfulness to it.
Of course there is. Of course there is. Andrew, I'm speechless. Yes, today was enjoyable.
No, today wasn't enjoyable at all. It was torrential rain. It was torrential rain.
Today?
It was. Oh, yeah. Was it not for you?
No, I was out playing basketball, football with the boys after work.
And what about during work hours? Did you not see the rain? We had thunder. We had lightning. It was coming down like there was no tomorrow. Did you not get this in Belfast? No?
I probably was too focused on my job, looking at the screen. I didn't look up. Do you know what? Funny you should say that. Someone said in the office that was a crazy crack of thunder, but I have my headphones on, Andrew. I am in the zone whenever I'm working. And speaking of thunder, did you hear Usain Bolt had twins?
I did. You told me this. And their names?
One is called Saint... I can't remember his name. Saint Andrew, what is it?
Don't know. It's not really a very good story if you forget the names of the kids.
Hold on.
The whole story's based around their names. Called.
It's an amazing story, but I have to get both kids' names. So Usain Bolt has twins. Seeing this is an Idiot School Running podcast, and it's about running. This is incredible. Absolutely incredible. So first child, Saint Leo. And you're thinking, that's a pretty cool name. To name your son Saint is quite a big statement.
It's a statement. It's a statement.
The second one, Thunder. He named his son Thunderbolt. If that kid isn't going to be the fastest runner on earth, I don't know what to say.
It's a great name, Thunderbolt.
I just don't understand why he called the other one Lightning and Thunder. Like, imagine having kids, Lightning and Thunderbolt.
Do you know what? Now that you say it, it's so obvious.
Isn't it?
It's so obvious, and it's two great names because, you know, if you have twins and one of them's called St. Leo and the other one's called Thunder, straight away you go, Thunder, that's a great name, St. Leo. All right, mate. But Thunder, tell us about your name. So, yeah, there's a bit of... Now, you have a similar type... I was about to say, because now you have to have a very... I was about to say very trusting wife, very loving wife, very reasonable wife, all of the above. Now, you have a similar story, but not, because you didn't get to name your kid exactly how you wanted or your idea. Now, our surname is Goodman.
I'm not going to name names, but my wife didn't allow me to give one of my sons the coolest name. So I had my first son, and his name was Zachariah. Love the name. Really cool name. And then I started watching Breaking Bad, and a character came into it and stole the show. Saul Goodman.
Saul Goodman, what a character.
Saul Goodman. Saul Goodman. We found out we were having twins, and I was like, Rachel, if these are two boys, you can name one and I can name the other. And that was shook on it. I said, I don't know if we shook on it, but let's just say I was in agreement. And then two boys, happy days. And Rachel said, I'm going to name one Jacob. And I said, I'm going to name one Saul. No, you're not. I said, what? I didn't get to name my son Saul Goodman. She goes, people make fun of him. And I said, by the time he's 20 or 30 years old, Saul Goodman will be a cult hero. He'll be one of these names where they read out in the class, is Saul Goodman in the class? How cool would that be? But the same thing would happen. Like Saul Goodman, that's an amazing name. What's your name? Jacob. Oh,
it would be the same thing as Usain Bolt with St. Leo and Thunder. It would be that all over.
Thunderbolt, Andrew. He named his son Thunderbolt. I reckon he's
name.
made a deal with his other half. Says, you name one, I name the other. And she's named St. Leo, and he's went Thunder all day long. And do you know what? I think he would have had the harder decision to make, because you have the choice of lightning or thunder. What would you choose?
Lightning bolt, thunderbolt. Oh, it's a tough choice. I'm not in that position, so I really can't say. We're maybe getting off topic, Colin, here. with Back to the run. We did do a voice message. We did 2 voice messages. This is the first one, and I'll play it now. Andrew and Colin, past Andrew and Colin, over to you.
It's 11:43 a.m. Colin, how are you getting on?
So far, I've been on the road for 3 hours, 49 minutes, and just over 20 miles. What a day. Went to see George Ezra last night. Got in late, but I'm currently looking at green grass and blue skies.
It's a scorcher, Colin. Let's not beat about the bush. It's a scorcher of a day.
It is a scorcher, he's not lying.
This is, it's a warm day.
It's a warm day, and we've done all our uphills, Andrew. It's just downhill from here. It's all downhill.
I have been on the road, so it's an hour 52, and I've done almost 10 and a half miles.
Woo.
So we're up against time at the minute, Colin, in terms of we need to be at our location at 2, and that might just bring us just under a marathon distance. Agonisingly close.
Yeah, well, it's very close. It's a bit of a hill there, so we're going to have to pick up the pace, because I think we could be 20 minutes now behind schedule.
We're hoping for a latte on the way. I don't think that's happening on this trip, unfortunately. But it's a great day. Colin's right. We've been going uphill the whole way, slow and steady. And we thought we'd walk. Oh, jelly update.
Oh, go for it.
So I had my first bite of jelly just before mile 16. And then I finished my whole bar off there just because I seen a bin in the road, and I thought I can get rid of my rubbish. And not only that, Colin, I had some baby food.
Oh, yes.
And we'll maybe hand it back to Andrew and Colin in the studio.
Tell us where you heard about that idea from the baby food, Andrew and Colin, in the studio.
I would tell you, but I can't remember the man's name. So take it away. See you. Back to you, Andrew, Colin.
Thank you, Andrew and Colin of 10 days ago. Baby food. But Colin, before we get to baby food, there's another kind of food we need to get to.
Oh, the jelly update.
Let's roll the jelly jingle.
Andrew's Jelly Update. Andrew's Jelly Update. This is the part where he talks about jelly in Andrew's Jelly Update.
So you heard in that audio message that I did take some jelly, but I didn't even say, Colin, in that message, what kind of jelly I was on. What kind of jelly I was on. It really sounds like I'm addicted to it, which is maybe isn't a million miles away.
Yeah.
Colin, orange. I was on orange jelly. I believe this.
Now, you've had this before.
Well, I was about to say, I think I've had orange jelly before, and if you're,
Marathon?
I think you're right, Colin. I think I had the orange on the marathon, or I didn't I? Oh, I'm pretty sure. I had orange. If you want to know my opinion on orange jelly, it's a solid jelly. It's not blackcurrant. What is? When you open, I'm going to get into blackcurrant again. When you open blackcurrant, it's just the smell. The smell's the first thing, and then you eat it, and it's absolutely amazing. But orange is solid and really nice, but it's no blackcurrant. And Colin, I've got a bit of an analogy about how I view orange jelly. Do you want to hear it?
Do I have an option?
No, I was thinking about it just while we were listening to that last message, right? Imagine you're in Gotham City, right? And you're in an alley, and there's 4 guys beating me up, and I need help. And who do you want comes to rescue you? Who do you want to rescue you?
Batman?
Of course you want Batman. You're in Gotham City. Batman is blackcurrant, Colin. Batman is blackcurrant jelly. You know what orange jelly is? Orange jelly is Robin. Robin comes, beats up the 4 guys, and he saves me. And I'm happy. And I'm content. I'm saved. Robin's rescued me, and I look at Robin, and I say thanks. Maybe ask for a selfie. But you know what? Deep down, I know I'm saved. I'm happy. I should be content. The job's done. But I really want a Batman to save me. That's how I view orange jelly.
So you view orange jelly.
Orange jelly is like Robin, and blackcurrant is Batman.
But I believe from previous episodes that strawberry would be above orange. So what would strawberry be?
Now, Colin, I was just thinking about this seconds before. So, what would strawberry be? Well, it can't really be Batgirl, can it?
Catwoman?
Catwoman? Well, Catwoman's kind of bad. Depends on which
Spider-Man?
Batman. No, well, that's a different universe, Colin. That's Marvel. You're mixing Marvel with DC. You're going to make us look silly on this podcast, Colin. Trying to intertwine Marvel and DC.
But maybe you're not thinking big enough about it. So
No, it's jelly, Colin. You could never think. You could not think big enough about jelly when you're going wrong.
maybe strawberry in another universe is the main the guy that you want to save you, but you're not in DC, is it?
DC, yeah.
Spider-Man?
No, that's Marvel.
Oh, no, you are in DC.
You were in DC, Colin.
Because you're in DC,
We are.
only blackcurrant's good enough. But see, another universe, that strawberry would be gonna be good enough, but it just falls short in DC universe.
And also
Or is that-
orange also falls short.
Oh,
'cause
or orange also falls short. Oh, you never gonna try? There's a black cherry one, Andrew. Or
there's a black cherry,
one.
and there's also, I was in the supermarket the other day, and is there a lime jelly? And I thought, I'm not looking forward to trying that. Of course I'll try it, but I'm not looking forward to it. And it was
Lime?
offered by my dealer just as we started the run. We met Mum and Dad. They were out waving us on, saying all the best, and Mum had blackcurrant jelly. And I said, Mum, my dealer, thank you very much, but orange is packed, and orange is what I will have, and that blackcurrant, I'll have to wait for another day. And lime jelly, I'm not looking forward to lime, Colin, but who knows? Who knows?
I love a good lime. Lime would be class. It'd be fresh. It'd be zesty. I know. I think you could be pleasantly surprised by lime. Black cherry one, that's the one I wouldn't be happy with.
Do you know what? Lime just screams Green Goblin. Green Goblin. You know, that's Marvel. Oh, Colin, look what you've done to me. Look what you've done to me.
Oh,
Penguin. It screams penguin. Colin, I mentioned about baby food. Tell us about baby food, because I bought baby food because I started listening to an audiobook on your recommendation, and the guy was rhyming off all these things you can eat, and then he came to baby food and my eyes lit up and I thought, I'm going to buy some baby food. What's the name of the boy's book, Colin?
His name is Hal Corner, and his book is called Hal Corner's Field Guide to Ultra Running, and it comes on Audible Plus catalog. So if you sign up the Audible and you pay for Audible, this is free on the Plus catalog. Okay.
Which is great value for money.
It's one of them ones which I stumbled across, right? I started listening to it and I thought, you know who needs this? Because he goes through, everything. Shaving your legs when you're running. Does shaving your legs make you go faster? No. But if you fall, you trip, you cut yourself, it's easier to fix that wound.
That's great advice, but I ain't shaving my legs, Colin. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, you're talking to a guy whose legs are shaved clean. No, I'm only joking. I wouldn't shave my legs yet, but never say never.
But he does go through so much practical advice.
Cutting your toenails before a race, the day before a race. Be careful, because if you cut them too short...
Just don't do it. Never mind, be careful. You don't do it, Colin.
No, but this is the reason why. You need to know the why, Andrew. You need to know the why. If you cut them too short and it hurts, you're going to be in a lot of pain during your race. But one of the things he came across was food, and he stumbled across some people love baby food. And you know what, Andrew? I did use baby food. I don't know whether it was before or after this book, but it wasn't baby food. I was making my son's lunch, and I was putting in pureed fruit in the wee pouches into his lunch. And I decided to throw one in my bag when I was out for a run. And Andrew, what was your thoughts on the baby food?
Absolutely unbelievable. Loved
Isn't it?
It's
class.
Absolutely loved it. And you know, after reading this book or listening to this book, I was YouTubing some videos about tips for ultra running, because as you know, Colin, and our listeners will maybe know that come September, we're both going to attempt an ultra marathon. You'll probably finish it. I hopefully will too, but I do need real good tips, and I want to get as much info as I can. And funny enough, quite a few people is actually recommending baby food. And I can see why. It's absolutely delicious. And before I go any further, I got a text from my wife one day when I was at work going, why on earth is there baby food in our cupboard? She stumbled across it. And I said, it's from a run, obviously, or something like that. Baby food is amazing. And why I like it, it's a real treat. It's like jelly. Now, we're not going to compare it to jelly, and we're not going to talk about superheroes and baby food, but it really is something to look forward to. I look forward to jelly. Baby food's now part of my kit bag, I suppose you want to say, when it comes to running.
Yeah.
It's I think I said to you on the day, I took 2 packets of baby food, or 2 pouches, and I looked at you, and what I say, Colin, I said, I can't believe I made it onto solids. Why would you want to leave the joys of pureed fruit and baby food to go onto solids? Now, when I say the baby food, it was all, what was it, apple and melon and mango. It wasn't like vegetables and all that rubbish. It was like all fruit.
But you know what? That sounds incredible, Andrew. And the thing about the baby food, I don't think you get sick of it. You don't get that feeling where, oh, I have to take this food. You kind of look forward to it in a weird and wonderful way. And it has loads of
really
different
do.
flavors. You know,
Tons of flavors.
The gels, which are great, full of carbs. Have you ever had a gel, Andrew?
I've had many gels, and I've yet to, I haven't had any this year, but in previous doing marathon legs and years gone by, and I think that half marathon I did years ago with you, I tried gels, and you take them, but you don't enjoy them. You take them because it's an ends to a mean. None of them taste good at all.
A means to an end. but you're far. This is very enjoyable, this conversation. I don't think, and feel free, anyone who's out there, prove me wrong. Send us a voice message. Send us a message on our Instagram page. Is there anyone who enjoys runners' gels? Because I certainly don't. People take them.
Don't be waiting for those messages, Colin. You'll not be getting them.
No, none. I promise you, I will get none. There's nobody out there who goes, oh, I look forward to my gel. I dread my gel, Andrew. And that's why I think I kind of look to alternatives. That's why I pack my pancakes, consider baby food. And I came across an amazing treat in this run as well, which was just incredible. But we'll get to there.
We'll maybe get to there now, because we're doing well. But as you heard on the voice message, it was all uphill. That first 10.5 miles, Colin, it was nearly all uphill. So it slowed us down maybe a little bit with starting a bit later, with going all uphill. We got to a point where we realised we're not going to make 26.2 miles because, we had to be at the place at 2 o'clock because we had to get a lift back home and our lifts couldn't wait. too much longer past 2, maybe a wee bit of wiggle room there, but we had to get there at 2 o'clock, and it was just coming to the point where we thought we're just going to fall short. And at that stage, I said, Colin, there's a Greg's up here in this garage. Do you want a wee latte along the way? And what did you say?
I said, of course. I said, look, we weren't falling like an hour behind schedule, or even I think we might have been only 15 minutes behind schedule. But as anyone knows, especially with you doing your first full marathon, them last 15 minutes will not be the fastest 15 minutes that you'll do. So we won't be able to trim time off. Is this making sense? We won't be able to trim time off and go faster to make them 15 minutes back. Because I had already had, at this stage, Andrew, I think it was about 20 plus miles in my legs.
Yeah, and even, at this stage, even when you picked me up, or even by the time we left at 9:30, I thought, marathon distance might not happen. And I was okay with that. That was the goal before the day. But I wasn't thinking, oh, we need to do it. I was very relaxed. Maybe it was very relaxed because I knew we'd have to run a marathon distance. But that will come. And next month, Colin, I hope to run a marathon distance. But I wasn't precious about doing it. If it happened, brilliant. That was the goal. But I really wanted a latte along the way and a pan of chocolate. So we called into this shop called Greg's. And unfortunately, they were all out of pan of chocolates, was a wee bit disappointed about. But I got a coffee, and what did you stumble across?
I was listening to Hal and his book. Another thing he talks about is when you're drinking on the run, you drink water and you drink isotonic drink, to get your electrolytes and one to hydrate you. You wouldn't really just drink the one. I suppose you can, but it doesn't really seem like a great idea. So I thought I'll go in, and I was running low on water as well, Andrew, because I only packed one. I tried a new technique for this run, where I didn't take my Camelback with me, because previous runs I found it getting really warm, a funny taste, and it stopped me drinking it, and I was just carrying extra weight for no reason. So that's what I learned in this run, Andrew.
And that was one of Hal's tips, wasn't it?
Another one of Hal's tips.
And it's one since I have also followed. So this is the last run I did where I had my water full with the Camelback thing. And all the runs since, although not the same distance, I've just taken one of those reusable kind of water bottle type things for runners, which is lightweight.
So I will now stack myself with bottles either side. A wee bit more harder, and it jiggles about when you run, but it's far better than the Camelback, which I find a funny flavour to, which I've mentioned to before in the podcasts. And I must lose a lot of heat through my back, and I find my back just roasting, which makes the water warm as well.
It is also handy when you come across a shop, you come across a garage like we do, filling those Camelback things, they're a bit frustrating because you have to get them out and it's a bit of a faff, whereas a bottle, you just unscrew the lid, pour it in with the water that you bought, and away you go again. It's actually quite quick and handy. And that was one of his tips, especially and we're not really going for time, certainly not on the ultra marathon, but at the aid stations, that's a quick way to get in and out and move on.
I was looking for my isotonic drink. Long story, that was a wee roundabout way, but actually a really, really good tip for anybody who wants to run. And before you spend the money on a Camelback, try the bottles in the side. I personally prefer them. Anyway, I stumbled across, it was in the chilled section, this wee bottle. It was a double espresso coffee drink with
iced coffee.
It was like an iced coffee, yeah, but it was a plant-based one. I went outside, and it was in a wee small container. It was a wee tiny one. Flip, Andrew, I could have drank a whole 500 milliliter bottle of that stuff. It was delicious and had the caffeine in it to give me a wee bit of a boost. It was lovely. And we actually went outside and sat down on a curb, and you had your pastry or whatever you got, and I just sat there and drank the drinks. At this stage, we knew we weren't going to make it on time, and I think that eased the pressure, and we just enjoyed just sitting there.
We just took it easy. It was maybe 15 minutes, Colin. We just took it easy. I had a latte, I had a pastry, and you had that, and then we decided to hit the road again.
Yeah, and then we just start it off. And it really refreshes you. The life comes back into your legs. It takes me a wee minute, maybe a mile to get my legs back working again. But it just brings that life back into your legs. And I think this is, Andrew, I think we were chatting about this as well. This is a technique that we're going to use for the North Coast Ultra. Is that we'll maybe do one break in the middle, maybe 2 or 3s, maybe too many, but definitely one break in the middle to get ourselves back up to speed, and then we'll be off again.
Definitely one break. If we can do decent time, definitely one break, maybe 2, and even 10 minutes, Colin. 10 minutes just to sit down, relax. Again, we're doing this ultra marathon. We're doing it. We're attempting to do it, to complete it. We're not going for podium finishes or times or anything like this. We're just trying to complete it and enjoy it along the way, because that's just as important. So we hit the road knowing that we weren't going to hit this time, or we weren't going to hit the marathon distance, but we still had 2 p.m. to aim for, and that was well in our sights. And we went off running. We're maybe 6 miles away at this stage from Carnfunnock, where we had to get to. And we're maybe about 2.5 miles out, Colin, where your watch said to go one way, and I thought, and then Google mapped where we should go, and my Google map suggested another way. And for 30 seconds, we were at a crossroads. Should we go right? And right would take you to our end location, and left would also take you there, but my way was taking us quicker. And again, time was starting. We need to be there for 2, Colin, because we're waiting for our lifts. But you want to go right. Why did you want to go right?
Right started off where it took us away from the finish line.
It did, yeah.
And then brought us down round, and the rest of the way was just beautiful, beautiful coast.
Coast the whole way. And we love a coastal run. Love a coastal run.
Love a coastal run. Hence the North Coast Marathon. But yeah.
Where it's all coast.
You know what? What's that?
Where it's all coast, the North Coast Ultra Marathon run. It's back-to-back coast.
It is. It's back-to-back.
Back-to-back coast.
Oh, Andrew, you're on fire tonight.
And I wanted to do that, Colin, but I was concerned. I said, Colin, I know your watch is saying to go this way, but you did this at 6 a.m. It hasn't exactly been 100%, and you trusted me, and you went left.
Well,
even though now we were still going to do a coastal run, but it was probably only half the amount of coast that your route would have taken us. Isn't that correct?
Okay, so Andrew, I've got my map up, right? The point where we turned, it brings us down round, and it's more than half. I think by looking at it, it's we ran a quarter of the potential coast that we could have ran.
Only a quarter? Oh, if you told me that at the time.
Well,
but again, I kept saying, Google Maps, Colin, Google Maps, we need to be there for 2. We need to be there for 2.
You took us through the most beautiful, picturesque industrial estate.
Well, the only thing about my way was it was quicker, but it was through an industrial estate. But you, in fairness to you, you decided to go my way. We were running through an industrial estate, and then you said, let me see that Google map. And we went through a housing estate, or we're coming to a housing development, and you said, Andrew, if we go down here, there's lots and lots of trees at the end of this housing estate.
Yep.
Surely there's a path through it onto the coastal road.
And I thought,
I wasn't sure, but I thought it does make sense. There has to be a path through trees to get to the coast. There has to be, because there's a lot of trees. It was quite wide, and I thought, well, you trusted me to go left. I'm going to trust you, and that's what I did.
Yeah, and I even pointed out the name of this place. This place, we'd hear this complete idiotic logic. This place was called the Sea Cliff Road. And I said to Andrew,
you did. You said this at the time. You did.
I said, Andrew, it's a sea cliff road. It'll take you to the coast. Of course, it's not going to take you to the coast. It's going to take you to a cliff. Not a chance this is going to take you to... It doesn't say the Sea Cliff Coastal Walkway Road. No, it was the Sea Cliff Road.
It sold me. We ran down. We got to the bottom of the housing estate. And you said, look, Andrew, look, a sign. A sign. And it wasn't a sign it was a literal sign saying, what does it say? It said something about...
It was like a Woodland Trust walk type thing.
Yeah, some kind of country walk type sign. And we went down into the forest. And I say a forest, it was a bit of a forest, and we were joking because you were taking some video footage, and it was like a trail run, and it was quite steep, and we nearly fell several times, and then one way was a dead end, and then we ran another way, and it was a dead end, and then we ran back.
This wee overgrown path,
and we thought, down there, and we went through the overgrown path, and we came to a fence that was
fallen.
Yeah, we'll call it. Yeah, it was fallen. It was down, beaten. We went through it, and we came up out of the forest, and we seen the blue sky and the green grass. Or no, we seen the blue sky and the blue ocean. We were we were at the top of this hill, and we could see the coastal path, and we were ecstatic, Colin. We took a few selfies. Remember?
Oh, I turned to you and I said, Andrew, this was an amazing idea. This was a class journey. This was great. We even got to do a wee bit of trail running, a wee bit of testing out, what our North Coast run could feel like. And it was a wee clearing. We broke out into this clearing, and it was the horizon. You could see blue sky, blue water into the horizon. You could see the road running down in distance.
Like, we really weren't far. It was a bit of a downhill. And at that point, I said, Colin, let's do an audio message. And I'm going to play that audio message now.
Here we go.
The time is 21 minutes to 2. We've got 21 minutes to get to where we need to go. We must have about, 2 miles left, Colin? 2.5 miles?
I think about 2 miles left, Andrew, yes.
We decided to accidentally go trail run, which we're still on. We've made it out. It looks as if this will bring us down to the coast, which will bring us back. We might get there for 2. This really is an adventure now. Well, it always was. How you feeling, Colin?
Great. There's
a chair. We've just came across a chair in the middle of nowhere. And a strimmer.
A chair, a strimmer, and
There is a chance this could be someone's garden, Colin.
Very chance this is someone's garden.
This is a very good chance of someone's garden now. Right, we're going to stop this now.
This just looks weird.
Right, Colin, I'm stopping this.
Colin, you heard our tone change there. There was no blah, 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 Andrew Colin, back to the studio. It was very much, we were so excited. And then the tone changed because we realised we might be in someone's garden. And it was very quickly then I turned off the voice message. Colin, where were we?
Yeah, so it was funny. I've got a video of this, which you'll be able to see on our Instagram, of us finishing this route, and Andrew is like, looks like he's peering through into someone's back garden. And me and Andrew both started to get, the alarm bell started ringing. When Andrew went past the lawnmower, he was like, why is there a lawnmower,
a strimmer, and a chair in the middle of nowhere? And, in good condition.
But it was sitting nicely under a tree.
Yeah.
The chair was sitting nicely under a tree. Everything's sitting there. And I'm kind of going, this is a really odd thing to have in a public walkway. Now, clearly, it wasn't a public walkway, and we ended up in the back of someone's house and no way through. And you actually said to me, do you reckon we could knock on the door and they'd let us through?
Well, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of that great children's book of we're going on a bear hunt. We're going on a bear hunt. We're going to find a big one or something like that. We can't go around it, can't go over it, can't go under it, have to go through it. Do you remember that book? Do you ever read that book, Colin?
Yeah, I honestly don't remember the chapter. We'll knock on the door and go ask the person, can we go through their house?
We'll have to go through someone's back garden, knock on the door and go through the house because, Colin, we couldn't go left, we couldn't go right. We couldn't go up, couldn't go over. The only way we could get to our coastal road is by going to the back door, knock on someone's door and saying, you wouldn't mind us nipping through your house just to get out front to the coastal path. I'm calling honest, at this stage, 21 minutes as you heard in the voice message, if there was someone in that back garden, if there was someone doing a bit of gardening, I would have asked them, said, I'm really sorry about this, but would there be any chance? Probably would have been a no, in fairness, but you can't just go to someone's back. Like they would never have had a visitor randomly knocking their back door in all their life. They could have had a shotgun or something, Colin. There's no way they've ever had a visitor come to their back door. You can't just knock on someone's back door because, it doesn't bear thinking about. So, Colin,
I'm never going to go to the back of you. I'm never going to knock on the back of your door. Andy will pop up with a shotgun. What are you doing now? Nobody has ever answered the door in our country with a shotgun to me, Andrew. I don't know what.
That's very true, but you haven't exactly knocked on everyone's back door, have you, to verify that statement? So until you do that, you can't really say that with any great certainty. But the point is, some houses you go to the back door and that's completely normal. Colin, can you tell me, has anyone ever knocked on this back door of this people's house?
How am I supposed to answer that, Andrew?
No, because who would end up where we ended up? No one would end up where we ended up. Never mind to say, wouldn't mind if a nip through your house just to get out the front.
But it wasn't, we're picturing this as that we were in someone's, like, right at the back of someone's garden. This was actually quite a steep decline down into the back garden, which you had to open a gate that was, I believe, Andrew, there was a locked gate, was there?
I seen the gate, Colin, and that's when I panicked and just turned the voice message off, and I had a quick look to see if there was anyone there. There were any shotguns.
Because you thought that a shotgun.
Well, no, I didn't think they had a shotgun. The possibility of someone with a shotgun was there. Unlikely, yes.
But there's also the possibility of someone saying, come on through, I'll make you a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and then we would have been really late.
No, well, we would have been polite. No, we don't want a cup of tea or coffee. We just want to pass by your house just to get to the front door.
Yeah.
To the coastal route.
It was a really weird position to be in. It was just weird. It just, like, why would you create a path all the way down to here and it stops here? Why is there a chair under a tree with a lawnmower? Andrew, this is not their land. What are they doing with a lawnmower and a chair? Maybe it is their land.
It was a nice view, Colin. It was a nice view. It was a
nice view.
It's a brilliant place to go and read a book. Maybe we're going on a bear hunt. Has been read up on that chair. It's a lovely view. And the annoying thing is, like, we were a width of a house and a garden, because there's no front garden. It was straight onto the road then, the coastal path.
Yeah.
We were so close, Colin. So very close, because we knew we had to go all the way back.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. There was no one in the garden, so we just turned. And we ran up that hill then, Colin, quite quickly.
We did. And I wonder if someone was looking out their window and they seen these two idiots looking into the garden and running away up a hill.
Oh, it would have seemed sus. It would have seemed sus.
Didn't it? It just got worse.
It got much worse.
We got back
not much worse, but worse.
It got back out of this clearing, and both me and you said, right, now we've wasted even more time going downhill, uphill, talking about what should we do at this person's back garden. And then we got out of the clearing and we thought, do you know what?
We need to run.
So we'll go right. And we found another path, Andrew.
Yep,
we thought,
we're laughing.
We're laughing. And I was saying to you, we're going to make this in time. And it was taking us. And then, like, the path just stopped.
Dead end. Path just
someone's
stopped.
Field. It was just, there was a field and you actually looked at the field going, can we get over and jump into the field?
Did consider it, but then there was no way. There was no way into the field, and then once you're in that field, we've been there before. The Slamish, remember, just standing through fields before. Was still that you're in no man's land then.
So we turned back, and then we ran up and across, and it was just, we could not get out of.
It was the same thing.
Seacliff Road.
We couldn't get out of this estate. And Colin, you'll maybe post the, what do you call that, our running map on Instagram.
Oh, I'll post
just
that,
to show you, because you'll see this line, and then this line goes down, and then it goes into, like, well, it's all squiggly, and that's the forest, and then it comes out, and then you'll see where we went to one dead end, then the other dead end, then we got out, and we went straight again. You see, if we hadn't went into that housing development, Colin, it probably would have took us about 20 to 30 seconds to run past that housing development. And how long did we spend mucking about in the forest, in the garden, trying to get out of that housing development? 10 minutes? 15?
I don't know, but Andrew, it's not 20 seconds. It's easily 5 to 10. Like, if you're lucky, it
Well,
literally
5
was
to
just
10 seconds to run past it then. Yeah.
5 to 10 seconds to run past
Post
it.
that on Instagram. And what's our...
I will do.
We'll plug our Instagram. We've talked about it once or twice. What's our Instagram account?
Do you have to ask me every time? Idiots Go
Well,
Running.
yes.
It's
Because
our
it could
name.
be someone. It could be someone's first time listening to. Oh, didn't know they had an Instagram account. Wonder what it is.
I know. That's just, but you're so regimented. You are so regimented. You're like an Instagram account. And Colin, what's our Instagram account? Like, you could actually say, and if you want to check on our Instagram account, it's Idiots Go Running. That saves us time.
Well, it saves us more time than doing this, Gabriel, so it does. But that's like professional
does.
podcasts and stuff. Take it away, Colin. Tell us the Instagram handle.
It's Idiots Go Running on Instagram.
We didn't really need to say that. Kind of speaks for itself, doesn't it? It's our name. Anyway, you can post that. Colin, we were up against it now. We started to run. And when I say we started to run, we did run, but I felt you had another two, definitely one, maybe 2 gears, and you really started to run. And I remember shouting at you, not shouting, I remember saying, Colin, I'm locked in this pace. That's me. And you nearly ran into the sunset. And then I think you were trying to run to encourage me to run even faster. And now I was going fast, wasn't I? But I wasn't going that fast. I have no idea how you had the energy and the willpower in your legs to run even faster than what we were running. I still can't believe it, Colin.
Well, I'll be honest with you, because I was running and I thought we have to get here in time. So then the adrenaline started kicking in and I took off and I started running. I said, we're going to make this. We're going to make this. I think the time had already passed, but I thought we could do this. We could do this. So I was running and I looked back and you were like in the distance and I was kind of going, okay, maybe we're not going to make this. But just to put it into context, out of, I think the complete run, I'll tell you now, was 33 miles. And my fastest mile was mile number 32.
Which is us running away from the housing development to get to our finish line location.
pretty much. And so out of all my throughout the whole thing, fastest mile was mile 32. And I said to you, like, so I normally wouldn't do a training plan. I'm doing this training plan. And I was saying to Andrew, I feel like I have so much energy in my legs now and I'm feeling great. And I put it down to following a training plan, doing different speed runs, doing enough rest days. I'm doing more rest days than I normally would. I think previously, whenever I train for anything, it's kind of everything's at the one level. Whereas now I have fast days, slow days, and then some days are just complete rest. Two rest days a week. It's really odd for me, but I think it's working under.
It certainly was that day, Colin. We got to our location 10 minutes past 2, which was acceptable because there was, my wife was there with our 3 kids, so there was space for you. And then I was able to get a lift with one of my mates who was also there. And 10 past 2, we didn't do the full marathon distance. We didn't hit the 2 o'clock deadline, but 10 past, it was okay. There were still people there. We got a lift home. And I have to say, Colin, as soon as it stopped, I thought, I was feeling okay. There was more in the tank for me. Certainly more in the tank. I think I could have done the marathon distance. I was happy enough. And I actually ran another 5 miles the following night. So I was feeling good, and there's that made me feel good for this ultra in September. There's more training to do, certainly, and maybe next month, Colin. Maybe next month I'll get that marathon distance because we won't be time restrained. And it was Father's Day on Sunday, and my wife or my kids and my wife bought me trail running shoes, Colin. Trail running shoes, because this is a trail. This ultra marathon is a trail run, and for next month we plan to go up the north coast and do part of the course that we're actually going to be running. Isn't that right? You might attempt to run the whole thing.
I'm going to attempt to do this course start to finish. I might have a GoPro on me to track the course. which is another thing I think Hal said in his book to do. To basically, when you're training, train on the similar terrain, and nothing's more similar than the actual course itself.
No, that's 100% right. You're 100% when you say that. I can verify that, Colin.
Yeah, and if you know the course, it's going to maybe help you get through it a bit better. But there's a lot of hills in this course, and it goes over rocks, it goes over sand, it goes over grass. So the trail running shoes, my shoes aren't going to cut it at the minute. They're road running shoes, and I think they would just be a wee bit too, what would you call it, cushiony, and I wouldn't have the
Not enough
stability
grip.
in them.
Not enough grip. I think there's a bit more stability and a bit more grip in the trail running shoes.
And the grip. Although we're not talking that we're going to be on big slippery rocks or anything. There's just a small section where you actually, I don't think you could run it, Andrew. I think it is rocks.
There is rocks that you will have to climb over, so there's no chance you're going to be running over them, but you are going to be walking through the rocks. And better again, Colin, there's no back gardens on this course.
There's no back gardens. And
no back gardens.
And the route is mapped out for you. So I've got the route downloaded and all in my Garmin. No sinking feeling this time, Andrew.
And no, I'll not be going to Google Maps and going, we need to take a left here. A left will probably take us into the ocean. So we'll not be doing that. So I will trust your
Sea Cliff Road.
I will trust your GPS completely, and I'll be doing, I don't know when I'll join with you. Will I join you at the start, near the end, in the middle? I've no idea. I might try to do a fair whack of it. I suppose 26.2 miles is a fair whack of an ultra marathon.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? This is just getting ourselves familiar with the course, doing our ultra. This ticks loads of boxes. Training, familiarization with the course, getting our one ultra a month in, and then it's just, we're going to somewhere really nice. So we're going to get loads of adventure in this one as well.
And Colin,
Yes.
It's June. June's the 6th month of the year. You know what that means?
Halfway there.
Or
we're halfway there.
And this one goes out to Matt Nags. We're 50.00000% done with this challenge.
5.00000 of the way through.
There's a lot of zeros, Colin. We're halfway through the challenge for the year. Doesn't seem like we've been doing it that long, and we're halfway there. You sung the Bon Jovi song. We've got half to go. So we're at the top of the mountain, and now we're going down the other side. And the year is flying in. This challenge is flying in. This podcast is quite lengthy, this one, so this one's probably not flying in. We do have a Missing the Malin Part 3 coming up at some stage, Colin. We're excited to find out what happened. It's been quite a while since we had one of them. People are wondering, Colin, what happened? You'll find out in the next part. And I think that'll wrap up this podcast. And all that's left to say is, my name's Andrew.
And my name's Colin.
And this is Idiots
Go Running.
We'll see you next time
on Idiots Go Running.
You just said that. Bye.